Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we're back to an actual recording session of Hearthstone. I'm trying to get back onto the horse here and actually play all of this on screen. Let's try to be fast about it too. 10 days left for the April season. We've got a new Tavern Brawl 2. Let's trade this one out. We got 60, 60, 60. What do we have as far as overlap? Absolutely nothing. Paladin or Priest, Rogue or Warrior, Druid or Hunter. This is probably about the worst you'd ever want. So, I made a video because they finally announced the exact day. It is about a week until April 26th when Whisper of the Old Gods comes out. Notice it says May 31st. That number obviously was just a made up number. So I made a super short video just announcing that, and it's gotten about 37 views in probably 12 hours, which is more than it really deserves for what little it says. All I had to say was it comes out on the 26th. It was in the title. But what can I do? It's still getting way more views than anything else. I guess we're gonna do a Tavern Brawl. Hopefully I don't have to build a deck. Ever draw a spell you really needed a minion? Never again. Your deck will be 30 Raven Idols, so you'll be able to discover whatever you need. Alright. So, if it's going to be 30 Raven Idols, we already know what the deck is. We should play as a Rogue or a Warrior. We'll play as the Warrior, I guess. That way we can get a victory there. Warrior, here we go. Play. Let's change our Hearthstone deck tracker. This ought to be interesting. So, news came out today that they've officially discontinued making Xbox 360s. Now, I certainly had a lot of fun with the Xbox 360, but I discontinued using it at least 2.5 years ago.
Victory or death!
Let's just replace them all, why not? They're all gonna be Raven Idols. Notice how the Hearthstone deck tracker gives me 4 more present Raven Idols. I wonder if it's gonna stack more into these two, or if it's just gonna continuously give me more and more Raven Idols. Yeah, it's just adding. Interesting. So play this minion. Play this minion. One less for each time you use hero power in this game. Well, that might work.
Job's done.
So a couple of Raven Idols have been taken off now. Interesting. This is definitely going to be a slow game though, because you odds of getting a less than 3 mana minion are really low. Next turn, what am I going to do? I'm either going to use this, or I'm going to play 2 Raven Idols. That a Raven Idol added back here. Play this, give me a minion. Take this. Give me a minion. Because to add 1 mech to your hand. Ooh, I'll take that legendary. That'll work actually kind of nicely. So next turn we'll get the Acolyte of Pain. out there. Whenever you draw a card, reduce its cost by 1. Ew.
Let the pain speak to me.
That's not good. That means he can play these Raven Idols for free. That is the exact card you would want. Something like that. So should I kill this guy? I think I need to kill this guy. Well, we're gonna run into a nightmare scenario. Yes, so they discontinued the Xbox 360. I had plans to probably get a used Xbox 360 backup when that finally happened, but it's been so long now, and I have at least one that works perfectly fine, if not two that work perfectly fine. Plus, backwards compatibility has started to become an issue. Two. So this goes down. Dispel. Give me another spell. Shield Slam. Let's see. I like Shield Slam, but I'm gonna stick with
Job
that.
done.
Now, ideally, on the 5th turn, I'd hope he'd play 2 more characters. That way I can play this, lower all of the other characters down, and then play this and kill all 3 of them. What else? The guy who worked on making the first DirectX, which DirectX in itself isn't really even that great of a thought. It gets used because Microsoft forced it to be used. Shot his mouth off like an idiot and was saying how great it is to force video game programmers to work ridiculously long hours to get games out to meet their times that they overpromised, the management overpromised. And he runs some company that makes garbage games. I don't think any of them are even on Steam. I would want to go check a list just to see if there's anything I might actually play, but then from my perspective also, that kind of isn't my business.
Are you afraid of the dark?
Getting back to that theory, should I look at the internals of how video games are being made? Should I care about the programmers? Should I report on that type of news at all? I'm not certain that that's the kind of news reporter I want to be. I just may want to be a straight video game critic and ignore all those things. So if that company that this manager shot his mouth off on makes a good game and I go review it and think it's a good game, I almost certainly shouldn't color my opinion and then rate the game lower because of that. That being said, in general speak, I have not in video game programming, but in other instances, been forced to work ridiculous amounts of hours, and it does literally kill people. It causes so much stress, so much exhaustion, and it doesn't make a better video game. It really doesn't. I don't mind delays as far as video games. We've had video games pushed back, and I'm like, fine, as long as it comes out good. I sort of mind what they're doing with Hitman, but at the core of it, people still kind of liked the new Hitman release, even though they only gave you the first level, and they're promising a lot of other stuff.
Keep it quick, kid. I ain't got all day.
Give me a minute.
Job's
So I
done.
can double my discovery now. So hopefully they don't kill this guy, but they almost certainly will. I don't know how you really win particularly at this. This is such a random tavern brawl. It has no connection to actual skill. Because you're just getting random cards. The only skill you could have really played is who did you pick to be the hero and what hero power did you pick. Everything else is randomly handed to you. I will say the video game programming industry is a very new industry, and it has a lot that it needs to work on. Spell. Deal 1 damage to all minions. Let's see. Give a friendly guy +2. We'll take this.
Job's done.
I've made some progress now. I've gotten maybe 6 hours into the Assassin's Creed series. I've also figured out that Assassin's Creed 1 does nothing for getting all the collectibles. It's actually Assassin's Creed 2 that gives you something. So, next time I record, which will probably be later today, but I might not on that thing because I am very, very close. I'm about 250 views away from 10,000. So I don't know if that's going to update today or tomorrow. Not 10,000, but 100,000 views over my entire channel. But yeah, next time I record Assassin's Creed, which I need to do because it's massively leaving my my CPU fan, my GPU fan actually, my graphics fan running just constantly. Let's see.
Job's done.
I'm gonna lose, obviously. So I should just get on with it and let him win. And then try again. I think the priest here tells me to play as the priest. That one card is such a different thing. And since we have the ability to play as whoever we want to, we'll just skip over here and play as the priest. Having 3 quests here that require 5 victories, I don't know how I'm really gonna do this. I think I was really only planning on doing 2 videos today for Hearthstone, trying to work my way back up to maybe 3. I think what I'll do is I'll just keep all these this time, see if it messes the Hearthstone deck tracker differently, instead of keeping the first 4 separate from the next one. What I'll probably end up doing is getting everything at the end of this recording just done off screen, or close to being done off screen. Yeah, it does keep it all nice. And so minion, I guess we'll take this one. Coin, minion. Is this the proper way to use the coin? I'm not sure. Cannot attack unless it's the only one on the battlefield. I'm gonna take this one though. I have no idea why that guy would shoot his mouth off. Frankly, and this kind of is in two other stories that have happened this week. It's sort of apparent that managers in the video game industry are kind of immature and not wise enough to be managers. And that's not particularly just the video game industries. It's in a lot of industries. To be honest.
Job done.
You can see the same. There was a article I read about Cliff Blazinski's
You got me.
new business, his new company. Cliff Blazinski made Gears of War with his team, of course, and he was always the young face of the company, and I'm not sure how much of it was even real actual programming that he did. And so there's this video gallery of his new office, and it's just the total tech startup office, full of toys, full of expensive decorations. What you don't see there is you don't see a lot of desks, you don't see a lot of computers, you don't see a lot of whiteboards to share ideas. It feels like a playground. It doesn't feel like something what you really should spend your money on when starting a new company. And then there was another story. What was it? Yes, Rockstar. Apparently one of the guys who worked for Rockstar was kind of forced, he's now claiming, into a sabbatical, and when he tried to go back to work, they locked him out, and he's claiming that there was all kinds of hanky-panky going on, trying to effectively cut him out of incentive bonuses that he feels he's due, and fire him, and just generally treat him unfairly. Rockstar makes Red Dead Redemption, Red Dead, and Red Dead Redemption 2, which the map is leaked out, so he may have timed this lawsuit at some point to put some water on that fire. Red Dead Redemption would be a great game for me to play. I did only play it halfway through on the Xbox 360 before I got busy. Actually, ironically, got busy at the job that overworked me. It all kind of wraps together. So it's kind of a balance here. Here's one story that's trying to underwork an employee, as in fire them, and another story of a guy who's talking about how it's great to overwork employees, and that on a grander scale, one of the issues, if I can go onto a side diatribe here, if that's the right word, is almost every single industry is going to have just more and more automation in it. So what is going to have to happen more and more, and you can, depending if you get really lucky or you may not think it's lucky, you can get into IT fields where you are just sitting around doing nothing until the next issue comes up. And that's kind of what all industries are going to have to be, is eventually we're going to have to go lower than 40 hours a work week. So instead of working maybe 8 hours a day, you work 7, work 6, work 5. Eventually it will get down to the point where they have you come in once a week and pay you what they would have paid somebody in the old times for 40 hours a week.
Job's done.
But that's really what it's going to get down to, because it's highly unlikely in the United States that we're going to get supplemental income from the government to offset automation. And it's been the case, and people kind of known this but refuse to admit it out loud, for kind kind of decades. And what they'll do is they'll make people these middle managers that do nothing and just look over it. They'll have you do busy work. They'll refuse to improve the process, or they'll most likely do what they normally try to do, is just fire everybody, and then you have something like Detroit where there was a booming auto industry, and then they just automated all the automation, the building of the cars, and fired so many people, and now the whole city's too poor to buy the product that they were making, and that's kind of the problem. And of course, the United States is very good at this, so we buy tons of junk, and we make tons of junk to sell. And if we got rid of a lot of that too, it would be a smoother process. But to get back to video games, what was I talking about video games? I went on this diatribe and I lost the path. That's what I thought was going to happen. Yeah. Well, yeah, Rockstar. Rockstar apparently has been a horrible place to work, and there's all kinds of rumors and craziness around it from what I hear from non-confirmable.
What to do?
I heard it from a guy who heard it from a guy type stuff. And as far as me, they don't release Red Dead Redemption on PC. They don't seem to have interest on releasing any games on PC, so that means I don't have to really play it, which kind of sucks because Red Dead Redemption was kind of like a Grand Theft Auto in the West, and it had some interesting. It was a fun game to play, and I got to Mexico, and once I got to Mexico, which was I think the halfway point, I just got busy and put it down and never finished the story. Very possible the game is just too long. So imagine The Witcher 3, except for set in the West, and it's about a very similar game.
Wanna blow something up?
There we go. Let's see.
Job's done.
What other stories are there? My system of getting stories is not working great. I will say that much. It's not the best system in the world. I open up web pages to the point where I can't even see the tabs on Chrome. There's so many web pages open up. And then
Back to work.
then I read them all, and by the time I've even turned around and read them all, there's still too many things I've forgotten.
Practice makes perfect.
There we go. I think that turns some stuff around. Yeah, and with that, I think I may have exhausted all the stories. So, Backwatch 2016 is... I woke up this morning feeling worse in back pain. Yesterday I felt a little bit better and was doing Assassin's Creed. I'm just trying to grin and bear it. I still don't feel right now like I'm too bad that I can't at all work. So I'm gonna try and work and try to catch up.
Ready to flee.
In the turn. I wish it would heal, but frankly, I'm not sure it ever will. Nearly 2 years ago, I hurt my foot.
Behold
by a stupid thing. I don't know if I've ever told this story, but there's this thing called plantar fasciitis, where if you wear shoes that are worn out, you can overstretch the tendons in your foot, and it hurt really, really bad. And so that's effectively what I did. Is I was working a job and didn't really have time to find a new pair of shoes, and so I ended up wearing these shoes for several weeks that have been worn out. Just the entire bottom of them had been worn out, and it hurt my foot. And while it has extremely slowly improved, it is now in 2 years gone away, and I'm not sure if it's ever going to go away. And the fear, having one injury that seems like it's never going away, to then have another injury that seems like it's never going to go away, is very much there. It's scary. And it may be the exact case. It may exactly be what happened. I hope it isn't. I think a lot of that comes down to me being unhealthy. A lot of it comes down to just
Back to work.
a total poor diet, poor exercise, like no exercise in my life at all. Let's see, what do I want to do here? I think I want to see if I can win.
Stop moving!
No problem.
Alright, next move.
I must choose.
So this guy do this in the turn. If he's able to kill this one or this one, he might be able to kill. He'd kill 3 things if he could kill this. Otherwise, I've got this in the bag.
I can see.
Okay, good. I'm also experimenting with my air conditioner being on right now, so hopefully the audio is not terrible. I did notice in the previous recording that the audio was kind of terrible. Best I can figure, my microphone was too close to my face and it was bumping against my face. Certainly I don't hear those things. That's part of the problem with the setup I have right now, where more equipment and more money would fix it. If I could put a microphone that's better set up, and then have headphones, and then be the audio out of the recording instead of just the audio out of the game, which is not even what my headset right now is muted, so I don't hear anything out of the speaker from that. I just hear the audio out of the game through my TV, and ideally that should be muted. My microphone should be in a close to completely silent room, and then I should have headphones on listening to the combination of the game audio and me talking, and that way I could hear those pops if those pops are happening, and almost certainly those pops wouldn't happen because I put in a pop filter, which I don't have right now, and I would have a much better quality piece of microphone. So sorry about that. Hopefully I haven't done that on any of my other games. Doing it on Hearthstone, this is a bad attitude, but it really is like the best game to do it on, because I don't particularly expect people to go back and listen and watch all how hundreds and hundreds of episodes. We're probably up to 400 or 500 episodes of Hearthstone. I don't expect people to go back and watch those. I only really record and put them out as filler and as blog material for the biggest of the big fans, which I don't have really those yet, but they will come. So maybe some people will go back and watch these videos. But it would be a lot worse for it to be like Kerbal Space Program, where people are just gonna come up again and again, and complain about the audio, and won't have any real good response for those complaints, because there really is no response to it. It's like, yeah, the audio's bad. Only thing I can do is try and re-record the episode, and I'm not willing to do that. That is a statement to the level of quality I'm willing to put into work. I try my best on the first time, but I'm not the type of personality that wants to sit there and play the same game over and over again. Do it take 2, take 3, take 4, take 20 of playing the exact same levels. It's never been my intention to
Stop moving!
Never been my intention to have like perfect playthroughs through games and edit things down so it looks perfect. I want to have realistic playthroughs for I haven't said this phrase in a while, slightly better than average video game player, which may just not be true at all. I may be less than average. Why did he do that? Oh, if it kills it to draw a card. Alright.
What we do. Ruktar Ogre!
Looks like I'm gonna win again. Good. I need to get several victories here. And then what is there to talk about? Honestly, we may go to just one recording per every 3 days permanently. There's so little to talk about. If we can get back to arena runs, maybe we can do an alternating one episode of regular play, one episode of arena runs. But there's just nothing happening here. PAX is coming up, it's going on right now. The Blizzard Con is happening right now. That's why they announced that. I've realized I need to schedule that in my schedule. Things to keep an eye on is Blizzard Con, because obviously Blizzard, thus the creators of Hearthstone, are going to announce something at Blizzard Con. Whether it's a big thing or a small thing, if any announcement anywhere close to that time is going to happen then.
A fight! Code! Wanna blow something up?
Come on, hit this guy, hit this guy. Let's see, so PAX East I think is happening. The problem with PAX is now is there's so many, there's PAX West, PAX East, PAX South, and is there a PAX North yet? And then it's only going to get more confusing when they do like a PAX South America, and then PAX South will have to be called PAX something else. Let's do this.
Oh yeah,
then
you got it.
this end the turn. If I could just get through this one guy, 1-7 would take him out. Yeah, with so many Paxes too, they're not really places of announcements. Not of any real interest. What are there any games coming out? Not game, but they put out a new trailer for the Warcraft movie, which honestly, the Warcraft movie, I think people are gonna have more problem watching the people, the humans in the Warcraft movie, than they are gonna watch the orcs. But I think in general, it's gonna not do as well as they would like. Everything said, but I just don't see a lot of people who aren't into Warcraft going to watch it. Even myself as a fan of video games, I really don't feel a huge interest in going to watch that movie. And I played the Warcraft games, but I don't remember the stories being anything that interesting. And they certainly didn't look that way to me. There, my phone dinged, if you were wondering what that was. I wonder why it wasn't in silent mode.
None may challenge the living flame.
Alright. What do I want to do? First, I want to do this. Then I want to destroy this guy.
Too soon. You have awakened me too soon, Executus.
And then this guy. By killing him, did I help myself or hurt myself? Because now he has this. Deal 8 damage to a random enemy. And I'd hope if he does this, it hits me in the face. Yeah, I'm gonna lose at this rate. Unless I pull out some spell or something that really can save me. It's like this and this. That's it. So all he has to really do is get 50% lucky here and hit this.
Why do you call?
Or do this and kill this guy and then attack. One more game. I will say, playing Assassin's Creed, it's all the OCD tendencies coming right back to me. It's like, I so, in the core of me, want to sit there and collect all the flags, and honestly, I'm still contemplating, after I record the series, just playing it off screen and collecting all the things.
Versus Valera.
It's that
Watch your
built into me that it's like, I want that save file. and it doesn't even make any sense at all, particularly for the first game. It makes more sense for the second thing. And speaking of save files, maybe that's the right way to do it, though. It would be to, in the second game where you actually do get some kind of cutscene, I think. Maybe that's not even the second game, that might be the third or fourth game. Whichever game where you actually get cutscenes for getting all the collectibles.
Mind if I roll need?
I think I would maybe just get a save file. Just cheat it a little bit. Here we go. I'm gonna play this guy first. That way I can hold this guy for later. And just be honest with people on the video and say, look, I got 100% save file, and I'm just gonna load this up, and then we'll go look at the cutscenes ourselves. Just save time that way. So now I play this guy. If he hits an even one, I can play this guy. I feel like I'm kind of wasting all of these cards though. This, do I really want to play this though? No, because I don't want him just to attack with his weapon on this and then kill this guy too. That would be silly. Oops. Is there anything else? Oh, I saw somebody playing Minecraft in VR. A perfect example of what I do not want in VR. In fact, there's a lot of stuff that in VR that I've seen it now that it's kind of out, sorta kind of out, just along the lines of standing up. I really don't want to stand up. Portaling from point A to point B. Like I saw a demo of somebody in Firewatch and you couldn't even walk forward a foot. It's just a square of 9 circles in the room where you go, I'm gonna move 2 feet to the left, so I have to portal to that, and I'm gonna move 2 more feet to the left, so I'm gonna have to portal to that, and it's just this exactly extra things you would have to do that I wouldn't want to have to do. But to get back to Minecraft, the guy is in Minecraft standing up and he's swinging the controller to move the pickaxe and mine. And he's like, and I'm like, that's not good. Nobody wants to play Minecraft that way. It would take forever to sit there. You would pull a muscle sitting there swinging back and forth mining. If I really wanted to mine, I'd become an actual miner. That's not what Minecraft's about. Even for the people that like to go caving and resource collecting, I don't think they want that one-to-one action. I mean, cool in theory, just really, really silly in actual practice. And really when it gets down to it, I'm not sure you can ever get virtual reality to succeed. I've yet to see a real example where it really improves things. The only thing I can think of that where it's going to improve things is it's a good monitor. But I think that's the beginning and the end of it, really. Or very well may be that is all it is maybe in 10 years, instead of getting computer monitors, everybody will be wearing really lightweight and high resolution 3D monitors, but I don't think people are going to be turning their heads left and right, getting cricks in their neck for things. I think what's going to happen is the screen will be very stationary, and if you turn your head to the left, nothing's going to happen, and if you look down, nothing's going to happen. You're just going to see all of the screen right there, and it will be a nice big screen experience in which you can watch movies and such. But the actual head tracking, the actual standing up, the actual hand tracking, all of that doesn't feel like it's going to happen. Hey, I may win here. Despite probably getting a victory here, we're not making a lot of progress, and there's not a lot of story stuff to talk about. More and more I feel like we are getting to the point where I should just do one video. Not until more things happen. I mean, I can talk about Assassin's Creed a little bit, but there's not a ton of stuff to talk about for the first game. You are running around assassinating people, getting information to make it easier to assassinate the people than assassinating them, and that's about it. There is definitely stuff that is lacking in the first Assassin's Creed game. The face textures are pretty low, but it otherwise manages to upscale to set the resolution to 1080p fine. It has like no camera control, so when you have a conversation with somebody, you're almost always looking at the back of the main character's head, which I think is somewhat intentional because they don't want to show you Alterier's face at all throughout the whole game for no real reason. The game feels like in the story there were several things that it was gonna try to play off and never fulfilled on, like the fact that what you're seeing throughout the entire game may be fake because of the future story, but what you're seeing throughout the entire game may also be fake because Altair was drugged or under the control of the Piece of Eden or something else. I mean, there's several different ways things just seem like you could have revealed in some twist how things were not the way they seemed, and that never happened. It just doesn't happen. Like, so you get into this weird, you're like, well, the Templars think they're good people, but then you see them do horribly cruel and evil things, and there's no, at the end of the game, all you can really say is, well, the Templars are obviously kind of crazy, but so are the Assassins, and that's really all there is to kind of say about it. I just took out, like, the doctor, assassinated him, and he's claiming he's helping these people and that they're crazy, but 5 seconds earlier you see him order the guards to break both the legs of a guy just right in front of everybody, and it's like, that's not cool. Well, also speaking of not cool, we've gone through 45 minutes and we've gotten one victory with the Paladin Priest and one victory with the Rogue Warrior, and so I now am gonna get into the process of playing this off screen. I'm gonna get everything up to 4. That will still have us at a pretty demanding challenge to get 3 victories in 45 minutes, but at least we'll have a chance. When we get all of this done, that 61, 20, 180 will be at 10,780. That is nice. It would be nice if by the end of the week we were all the way up to 1,000. I don't think we'll quite make it, but we could be close. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.